Would you like to make a bench like this? I'm not asking you to bring a chainsaw because you don't have to cut a tree down. Nor you need a circular saw because you don't need to cut a plank. The reason why you don't need these tools is because the bench is made out of concrete. That's right. I call it woodcrete. Concrete that looks like weathered wood. Now, let's explore this journey together.
Thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope you like the video that you'll be seeing here about the woodcrete bench. And I call it woodcrete because it's concrete that looks like wood. And I'm going to show you step by step and how to make this bench right at home, actually using some local supplies from Home Depot or Lowe's and tools that'll be easy to do. With this COVID-19, I've been cooped up and bored, so I figured, you know what, let's just go ahead and be creative and get our minds busy. So you can actually do this right at home too if you like. Now, I'm very creative. I like to think out of the box. As you can see behind me, those are some boulders that I created almost 12 years ago. They're hollow. And I've done anywhere from water features out of concrete. I've done pergolas with waterfalls. I do my own manifolds. I also do concrete countertops. I do decorative floors with concrete. I also do epoxy floors or tabletops and artwork with epoxy. And I do a lot of LED lighting, fiber optic lighting, and I combine them. I'll do concrete countertops with fiber optic. That looks pretty cool. And so there's a lot of cool things, and like faux painting, and I can show you, give you some techniques in order to be different. So, oh, by the way, my name is Clem from Ask Clem Today, the best how-tos and the best gadgets. So I'll be generating videos. Some I've already created. I just need to edit them, and others I'll be creating in the future. So if you please, subscribe to my channel and give us a thumbs up, and also hit the bell so you can get the latest notification when the videos are coming up to your channel so you can view them, and give us comments. In fact, notice that in the name of our channel is called Ask Clem Today. If you ever have any questions in regards to a project that you're doing and you want to be different, feel free to text me or email me. And if I don't know the answer, I can do the research and then put it on a video so you guys can enjoy. All right, have a good one. So anyways, so for some of you that don't know, this is lath here, where it comes in various forms. This one with the black paper, you can find it at Home Depot. You can take the black paper off, or this one right here that comes without the black paper, and I believe is 8 feet by probably 3. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how to make a frame like this with the stubs in order to show you how that's done. All right. All right, guys. So remember, safety first. Wear some gloves, safety glasses, because lath can cut you. It's real sharp. So I'm just going to show you from the one that if you get the one with the black paper, it's just easy as just peeling the paper off of it. And it's okay if these little glue things stay on there. It's no big deal. Let me show you. So what I want to do is, with this paper, take it off. But I'm going to leave this paper down so I won't tear up my plastic that I set up on this table. All right, so now we got the paper off. Just to show you, see these little edges here? Those are real sharp, man. It can tear you up. So now, what we're gonna do is really just take this into a circle, fold it to whatever width you want. to whatever width you want. Now you can cheat. You can use a 5-gallon bucket and use it as a template so you can be kind of consistent. But then again, what tree trunk is similar in size? So it's okay if you go and do something that they're not equally even. Mines are not. Mines are not even. You want that to be unique and different. So remember those points that were sharp? I want them, I'm using that to kind of anchor. So I'm looking at this round, and I'm probably going to go just a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trim this lath, and we're going to trim it with this. Some call this metal snips. I'm from the aviation background. We call them aviation snips. It cuts metal. So what we're going to do is very carefully come here. We're going to overlap maybe about 3 inches or so. Some people use a cutting wheel on a grinding tool, whichever makes your job easier, but remember safety. So if I use a grinding tool on this, it's going to generate sparks, which means that now you put another element of hazard into your work. So this here does not create any sparks, but you just have to be careful when it comes to the sharpness of it. But because you have gloves, cutlass gloves would be ideal. If not, leather gloves. I'm almost done. This is what I'm going to do. I went ahead, some safety wire. I'm going to cut the safety wire, and I'm going to cut several of them just to be ready. And I'm going to create a V on the safety wire, set it to the side. So I'm going to cut a whole bunch, probably 6-8 inches long. Create a V out of it. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Create a V out of it, and you'll see it just makes your life a little bit easier. Just to kind of have that third hand. So here we go. Use those sharp edges to kind of like catch each other. I'm going to use my clamp. I'm a little bit offset here, so I'm going to that. Clamp them there. Now, don't forget, you don't have to make it perfectly round. You can make it where it's tapered a little bit. I'm gonna use my other clamp. Clamp it there. Whew. That was pretty easy, huh? So there's your size. Fat part in the bottom could be the bottom, the narrow on top. So let's just go ahead and put these some safety wire here to hold it together. It's almost like bolts, but instead of bolts, we're going to be using these little wires that I cut. So basically, I'm just going to go from underneath and insert it. There's a couple of methods that you can do this. You can either go ahead and just twist nice and tight, keep twisting, and then twist like this. Whoops. And then I'm just showing you methods that you can do So you can take a pair of pliers. It happens to be a needle nose pliers. Grab it nice and tight, and I'm just twisting, twisting, twisting. Boom. On the needle nose pliers, there's a pair of dikes there. Cut the excess. Now, when you cut the excess, you want to, well, if you can't, there you go. You want to make sure that you take this little tip and twist it and bend it, so like that you don't catch on it. There you go. I want to put a little bit of a twist, just so it won't follow me like it did last time. So now this thing here, I'm able to clamp it here. So I'm clamping it. It's got a little device here. You swing back and it locks it in place. Now I take this guy and just twirl. Push it down and twirl. So it does my twisting for me real quick. And all I gotta do is let go of that lever. That goes back in. And then what I want to do is trim this little tail. It's too big of a tail. It's got a pair of dikes on there. And then I want to make sure that I twist that downward so nobody gets cut. Okay, so I'm going to show it one more time. I'm going to take this. It's into a V format. I'm going to go underneath. Insert it. Make sure it's not too spread apart. 1/2 inch apart, 1/4 inch would be ideal. Push it all the way to the top. Just give it a little bit of a twist. Won't fall on you. You can use a pair of pliers. Is ideal, or if you have one of these tools. Unfortunately, I don't know the correct name for this tool. I call it a wire twister. So here we go. Then kind of push this down and twist. It's nice and tight. Makes your job so much easier. Trim it. And then twist that little stem that's sticking out. Push it in. So like that, it doesn't get cut. Okay guys. So I want to go ahead. I went ahead and put all the safety wire along the edge, and I also put a couple just on the inside, just to kind of hold it in the inside. It's kind of hard to see, but you put as many as you want. It's all up to you. So now what I'm going to do next is just kind of straighten it out, give it a little bit more of that curvature, but I don't want to give it too much. So as you see here, remember how it was bent? You guys can see there's a little indentation. So I pushed it out. I like that. So when I put my concrete, hopefully it takes that contour. So you don't want it perfectly round. So you can actually kind of dent it a little bit, so forth. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the very end, the bottom, and I'm just going to take about 2 inches of it and bend it in. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom, or for the top. It's upside down right now. So simply, just to kind of give it a little bit of meat, start bending it in. And as I bend it in, I'm going to come back around and kind of squeeze it. So what I'm creating is having more meat for the concrete to adhere to. So now I'm squeezing it back in. So I'm squeezing it back in. So now you see I got this round. It kind of stiffens it up a little bit more. And as you can see, as it sits, a little bit more stable now. So I'm going to try to go ahead and do probably 2 inches and fold it in. I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm just going about, just twisting, bending it. You can see how I'm doing. And now I'm going to bend a little bit more. And if I'm making faces, it's all right. My wife tells me all the time, I make faces and I'm squeezing or doing something and I don't even know. So right now I'm at 22 here now. Let's see, 22. I'm at 22. Gotta, you know, obviously every family's different. Some of you are taller, other of you are shorter, and some of you are small. Good things come in small packages, what I hear a lot. That's what my wife said, because she's small. But you're gonna have that to find what's that happy medium for you. Because I cannot say you must do it this way in regards to height. Each family is different, so whatever is good for you guys. So I'm at 20, not bad. It's giving me a nice thicker top, which I like, because you want this part to be thick, so once your bench sits, it has something to sit on. So you know what, I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna go just a tiny bit more. Just gonna twist it maybe like a ½ inch, but I want to make sure that this is level. This guy's a little bit high. All right, so just kind of eyeball it. There's that one safety wire right there. Just make sure you get it out of the way. Just kind of eyeball it. All right. So that's how you make the base. Hopefully you guys can see that, no problem. Now that you have the base, again, you don't want it perfect. Even if it buckles in there, no problem. You can see it. It caves in a little bit. That's fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the feet. All right. So we're going to do the feet. For that, we're going to need our aviation snips and a piece of this guy. So what I would like is do like a little triangle. So I'm going to cut a piece off in a triangle method. You can make them different sizes. The next one I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. What I'm talking about. Little triangle. Next one I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'll put a little arch on this triangle, a little bow, a little bit. So one's perfect triangle, one's a little bow. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and just give it a little bend, like this, almost like a crown. So we do a little bend. Now notice right here, by doing that little bend, stretch that little bend out, and then we're going to take safety wires and safety wire that guy right there. I started, you guys can see that, I started with this one here in the top first, and I did it on the bottom to make sure that it's flush, and then now I'm putting the bottom one, and I'm going to put the other bottom one here. So I want you to see. And guys, it doesn't have to be a humongous bump out. It just needs to be little, and you could always add concrete if you want a little bit taller. So I'm going in here, going towards the bottom, and right now all I'm doing is pulling it and doing a twist. I haven't used my wire twister yet because I just want to see where it needs. I'm going to put another one here, Make that V shape. Come inside. Go close to the edge. Pull it tight. Twist my wire a little bit, just so I can hold it in place. Now, I'm going to take my wire twister, hold it in place. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to tell you, that you have to be careful not to twist the wire too much, because otherwise it would break. So, just like that. So I'm going to put another one down here. Now, boom. I'm going to go to that one, then this one. Twist it just a little bit more. Don't over. Boom. So, I'm going to cut these tails off. Okay, so now those tails off, now I'm going to twist it so nobody gets hurt with it. Alright, so shape it up a little bit. So guys, there's my one bump. Excuse me. Then kind of turn it, and again, do it like if it was a crown, and then put the other one, make sure you're flat, put the other one there. We went ahead and put the other side in, the other bump out, show you what it looks like. I'm going to bend this little sharp point there. So here you got one, and then here you got the other one. So you can see it's not pumping out a whole lot, so it's going to look cool. Once you put concrete and it sticks out a little, that's all you need. So again, you can put 3, 2, whatever you like. Just don't go too crazy, because again, once you have your mulch, you're going to set it on mulch or pebbles or and some type of pebbles, because you don't want your landscape guy coming in using his weed whacker and trim around it, because he's just going to destroy it, because he don't care, it's not his. So this is how we do the base. Now, like I explained before, you take your concrete mix, which I'll put it on the link below, the formula, and you take your mud and squeeze it out here, start from the bottom and go to the top, and in here, because remember it's kind of thick, we went ahead and you want to shove it in real quick. Shove it in nice and tight and create it where you have where it's rough, and so this is thick here, so then when you put your final coat, it has some to that here, but this is nice and flat and thick. All right, and the same thing in the bottom. You know, you can do it in the bottom and just kind of squeezed in here some concrete, and even if it falls in the plastic, it won't stick to it. All right guys, so now we're going to go to the next step.